Hi everyone, my name is Erin Palola. Today I'm going to be sharing a group analysis for our Integrated Strategic Communication class at Washington State University, done by myself and my two teammates, Parker and Brian. We are analyzing two of the most popular breakfast chains in the country, IHOP and Denny's. So let's jump right in and take a look at what we know about IHOP. You can see here that IHOP's logo is "Come Hungry, Leave Happy." This brand slogan highlights the simplicity of their business model, which at its core is serving hungry people food that they enjoy. You can also see the brand's core color palette, light and dark blue, red, and the white, which has been used in the restaurant for many years now. Some of the food that they offer can be found in this product portfolio for IHOP. A fully comprehensive product portfolio for IHOP is hard to nail down due to slight variations in the menu offerings depending on location and the sheer size of the menu. In all locations, IHOP primarily sells pancakes and other breakfast items like omelets and hash browns. They're well known for exclusive pancake and syrup flavors, but in recent years they have tried to increase the popularity of their newer breakfast options like burritos or bowls. In comparison to Denny's, IHOP offers a lot more sweet breakfast options like crepes and French toast. They also have lunch items like burgers and fries, and more traditional dinner items like steak and vegetables. Some locations are able to offer alcohol while others can't. Luckily, the company website makes it pretty easy to find out which locations can sell alcohol if that's important to a particular consumer. Aside from all their food options, they also offer apparel, kitchen items, foods you can make at home like coffee or pancake mix, gift cards, and many other ways to connect with customers and increase brand recognition. IHOP's products are directly linked to their services, which are shown in this service portfolio. The service that IHOP is best known for offering is their restaurant dining experience. Many customers go to IHOP to eat inside of the restaurant and enjoy the traditional service. The company also promotes the quality of their customer service, with various forms of advertisement mentioning how friendly and helpful the waitstaff will be if you come in. In recent years, the chain started partnering with delivery services to make their food accessible through mobile food ordering apps like Uber Eats or DoorDash. Although ordering food to go had been an option for a while at that point, providing delivery services created many more off-premise experiences for customers, and it became more of a priority for the company to promote and improve to-go services. Creating apparel and merchandise could also be seen as a service for the customer base, since IHOP is creating and distributing exclusive designs. Despite the variety and viability of these designs marketing-wise though, a major drawback of these apparel options is that they are very limited in stock. A visit to IHOP's merchandise website as of today will show that all products are sold out without any indication of when they will be restocked. IHOP's loyalty program is another service they've started to offer in recent years, which can help customers receive promotional perks for eating at the restaurant, see recommended menu items, and stay informed about current deals, which of course is going to keep customers wanting to come back. Next, we will review IHOP's brand portfolio. IHOP was first opened as the International House of Pancakes in 1958. During the 70s, they changed their name to IHOP and were acquired by the Wienerwald Holding Group. After that company went bankrupt, IHOP was purchased by an investment group led by Richard Herzer. According to various company sources, Herzer played an active role in greatly improving the brand image and company operations during the 2 decades that he worked with the company. The most notable company besides IHOP in the portfolio is Applebee's, which was acquired by the company in 2007. After Applebee's was acquired, Dine Equity was formed as a new holding company and later changed its name to Dine Brands Global. As of 2021, the CEO is John Payton, who seems to be invested in the company's continued success the same way that Richard Herzer was. A year after he got the position, in 2022, Dine Brands acquired a new restaurant called Fuzzy's Taco Shop. Despite all the changes IHOP went through early on, they have been under Dine Brands for over 15 years now, providing the company with a pretty solid foundation. Now that we have discussed some of IHOP's main characteristics and history, let's dive into some of Denny's. Denny's slogan, "America's Diner is always open," emphasizes their late-night hours as well as the inclusivity of the brand. Reports from people who worked on the name change stated that they wanted to highlight that their American diner is welcoming of all people, all the time. You can also see here their own distinct color palette, a very bright red and a very bright yellow. Denny's product portfolio has a lot of similar products as IHOP, but there are some distinct differences between the items. For example, the Grand Slam is one of Denny's most well-known menu items. First introduced in 1977, it has led people to associate Denny's with hearty breakfast platters and savory variety. Even though Denny's serves pancakes, they are not the focus of their advertising the way that they are at IHOP. Denny's online homepage currently has a link which says Diner Drip, leading to a well-stocked online merchandise shop. It seems like they put a greater focus on their fashionable, novel accessories and clothing items like hats, pins, water bottles, and t-shirts. The trendy designs can appeal to their market of young adults, while using slang like drip also indicates that they are trying to reach those younger markets. Additionally, some menu items are prepared pretty differently. While IHOP puts pancake batter in their omelets, Denny's uses all egg. Denny's has larger pancakes than IHOP. There are other minor differences and menu items exclusive to each brand. Even more similarities can be found between Denny's and IHOP when you see the services they offer. Denny's service portfolio is essentially the same as IHOP's, which is what makes the competition so fierce between both companies. They differ in how they approach their promotions and branding, but ultimately are offering similar services including restaurant dining, mobile ordering, to-go options, curbside pickup, a rewards program, and many other peripheral services that have become characteristic of almost every major brand nowadays. One service that Denny's offers that is particularly unique and speaks to the novelty of their brand is offering weddings. A location in Vegas partnered with the diner to offer couples the option to get married inside a Denny's that has been altered to also serve as a chapel. As part of the promotion, they even offer the couple 2 free Grand Slams. Next, we can talk about Denny's brand portfolio. Denny's was initially started in 1954 as a donut shop named Danny's, but was later renamed Denny's to avoid confusion with a nearby competitor who had a similar name. Over time, the history of Denny's ownership became complicated since various holding companies have at one point held stock in Denny's parent company. Even now, it is hard to find out exactly who the primary holder of company stocks is. As of 2002, the parent company Advantica decided to start focusing primarily on the Denny's brand and even renamed the holding company to Denny's Corporation. It is unclear whether the company still owns the smaller brands it once did, such as Caro's and Coco's. Compared to IHOP's strong basis with Dine Brands, the company may be in a position to restructure its goals so that it can increase assets and expand at the same rate as the competition. Now, with all of this information about the two brands fresh in mind, we can compare some other qualities of the company. One thing that's pretty interesting to discuss is that both companies at separate points in time have tried to make spin-offs of their own brand. In IHOP's case, they created the flipped concept, which was meant to be a kiosk-based version of the restaurant that was focused more on grab-and-go service rather than dining in. This idea was likely partially in response to regulation and behavior changes post-pandemic, as well as trying to compete with fast food restaurants and competitors. It also never sounds like a bad idea to save a little bit of money on labor and maintenance costs. Unfortunately, the idea turned out to be a major flop, and after 2 years, there's only one location left in Cincinnati, Ohio, showing that it was difficult for customers to understand the brand goals being communicated to them, and it also demonstrates that IHOP may not have had a very good idea of who their target market was or what problems they were having. Denny's, on the other hand, seemed to have a lot more success with their idea of the Den, which is another spin-off company. It's based on the larger version of Denny's. It's a similar concept of a limited menu meant for faster service, but they decided to market it to millennials and college students instead of such a broad audience. They created locations inside of and around universities and have late night hours. By appealing to this target market and solving a potential problem for them, such as finding food late at night and clearly communicating their brand goals, the company had a much better turnout. Granted, they didn't start right after the pandemic had ended, but 6 locations are still open today, and the idea has held strong for almost 10 years, which seems like it was a much better result than what happened with Flipped. Next, we can examine the pricing strategies that are used by both restaurants. Both have a combination of company-owned and franchisee-owned locations, which means that prices can vary greatly based on location. Franchisees also have the ability to set their own pricing to a point. However, they do have to follow some company guidelines and meet certain sales goals, meaning that there could be some fixed pricing. Although specific pricing information is protected by IHOP and Denny's, they both likely use some of these strategies. Competitive pricing is an especially likely model for them to use, since they are trying to provide prices that are slightly better than the competitor. Cost plus pricing is also a likely model because you can easily calculate what profit should be made by marking it up by a certain percentage. When you look at the major distribution channels for these two companies, you can see that they work with a huge variety of providers and partners to achieve their supply needs. One notable difference is that IHOP has partnered with Pepsi and serves their drinks in the restaurants exclusively, while Denny's has Coke products. There are some partners that both companies work with, such as Ecolab. Clearly, it takes many different organizations to make sure that all locations consistently have enough stock across a wide variety of product categories. Another metric that we can use to compare these two companies is the 4 Ps, which stands for product, price, place, and promotion. Even with the biggest franchises come strengths and weaknesses. For IHOP and Denny's, they both have a strong product, breakfast food, which appeals to many people. However, they lack menu complexities in a non-breakfast market and may be missing out on customers who don't know that they have other options. Denny's has done a really good job in their promotion to a younger market, but one potential weakness that they could have is diluting their main customer base by appealing to this market too much. IHOP, on the other hand, has promotional strength in appearing well-organized, professional, and family-friendly. However, that could also be seen as one of their weaknesses if they are stagnant in their expansion to other markets. We can also compare the marketing communications and channels that IHOP and Denny's use. Both companies utilize similar marketing strategies, especially in their use of social media, pop-up ads, and commercials, but they differ in what exactly they are promoting and to who. Denny's favors a younger market and emphasizes their late-night hours, whereas IHOP has some 24-hour locations, but mostly has morning and evening service and promotes to older adults. Denny's has also done influencer partnerships, most likely to reach their younger audience. IHOP used outreach marketing tactics during their IHOP campaign, which also helped them to start to break into different markets than they usually advertise to. Now let's dissect some of each brand's core promotional messages. Through all of the advertising and promotion efforts that these companies engage potential customers in, there are distinct messages for each brand. Denny's primary message is centered around providing a modern diner atmosphere. They emphasize the novelty of their brand through clothing, influencer partnerships, presentation, and social media presence. IHOP, on the other hand, walks the line between promoting themselves as fun, but also professional. Their promotional messages feature affirmations of brand quality and service professionalism. They welcome families through promotions like a free kids meal with a pair entree, and go for a more broad market overall. One last quality of each company that we will go over is their factors for innovation. Some things make a company more likely to foster innovative ideas, such as having happy and diverse employees that come from many different backgrounds and feel supported. A company culture is influenced by current employees, management standards, internal communication, brand perception, and many more factors that can be experienced differently by each individual. Both restaurant chains emphasize their commitment to inclusion, safety, and diversity. However, online reviews of employee experiences and diversity ratings tell a different story. Glassdoor has given both companies a rating of about 3.5 for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Denny's and IHOP have a strong commitment to improving the culture in all locations, which they share proudly on their websites, press releases, and company communications, which is a strong indicator that they are trying to improve these factors for innovation. Another important thing to note is that Denny's in particular has a much less clear corporate structure than IHOP, which could make it more challenging to roll out innovations across all locations in a timely manner, or to communicate a public relations or HR message accurately. It's clear that Denny's and IHOP are well-established brands that hold a strong presence in the American diner industry. Overall, Denny's has many strengths, which has helped them stay open for over 60 years, but they also have weaknesses. To this day, they still find themselves struggling with their past discriminatory image controversies from the 90s, but they have since repaired their reputation quite a bit and have since continued thriving through the recent decades. IHOP's strong breakfast focus and family-friendly vibe have captured a specific niche in the market and created loyal customers. However, the industry requires a balance between innovation and maintaining a consistent brand image. In recent years, they have struggled with supporting both businesses owned under their parent company, but because of strategic promotional campaigns, they have survived and thrived. Both companies are definitely ones to watch, both for investors hoping to get into a growing company or for students hoping to learn about marketing on an international scale. Along with our own knowledge of both Denny's and IHOP and the research that we gathered for our last project on the IHOP campaign, here are the sources that we used to complement our shared comparisons of the two American diners. If you need any more information, most of it can be found on either the IHOP website or the Denny's website. Thank you for watching.